Hello everyone, welcome to Beanie Gaming UK. I am Beanie and I've still got no better at doing intros. I thought I would save myself hours of work today as I'm constantly being asked how do I set up OBS for streaming. So I've decided I would make a video talking you all through it. It's only going to be a basic one. If you lot decide that you want a more advanced one done further down the line, then just give me a shout. But I hope you enjoy it, hope you learn something, and here it is. So this is the basic OBS screen, and one thing I've had to do before I started recording was have display capture on. The main reason for that is that if I didn't, then you would just be looking at a black screen right now. And to do that, simply hit plus on the sources, go to display capture and type in a temporary name. This is particularly useful if you want to show everyone exactly what you've got going on your screen. But don't forget, that can also be a disaster. Every notification, every personal bit of information, every website you're on is on clear display for everybody, and can cause potential issues if people send you emails where notifications come up and things like that. So be especially careful if you ever consider doing this as an option. But back to OBS. Now at the moment everyone can see what's going on but no one can hear anything. The reason for that is we need to go to audio output capture. Personally I always go for computer audio, and on the selection here you can select whatever it is you're listening to it through. Personally, I listen to everything through my microphone, so I choose the USB microphone. And now everything that goes through the computer can be heard by the person on the other end. Let's use an example here. Let's go to YouTube. But before you do that, make sure you change the output on the Windows settings, otherwise no one will hear anything and you'll feel very stupid like I have just done in post-editing. So this guy always makes great content. Let's take a look at his latest video and see if the audio works. For product review, I should explain first, I'm a Twitch streamer normally, but I have a project coming up that requires a second microphone. So, spoiler alert, that microphone was excellent, and that man has the voice of an angel. But if you need to change how loud the audio settings are, that can be changed by going into advanced settings. Here you can see everything that you've set up in terms of audio. On most games I tend to set it up around 30%, as at 100% the game volume can be absolutely deafening. So, majority of you people who want to be streamers probably want to play games. You're probably thinking you can do it this way. That seems absolutely fine. It can be done. Personally, I wouldn't recommend doing it, as you can see exactly what's going on the screen, which means that when you're actually playing the game, it's fine. 9 times out of 10, it's fine. However, if you Alt-Tab to go into anything else, which you'll have to do quite a lot when you're streaming, people aren't going to see anything whatsoever except possibly this horrific screen or the desktop. So I'm going to show you how to do it properly. So the first thing you need to do is load the game. And for this game I've decided to go with Rocket League. Seeing as I'm a Rocket League streamer, it makes sense for me to do it. It's the one that I'm most comfortable with. And you can see that it's working fine. You're probably wondering why there's no music, and that's because I have to keep it disabled, because monster cats are cookie and keep trying to claim my videos. As a result, I've had to play the game with no music in game. I would recommend playing it, however, as it is a fantastic and horribly addictive game. But now if I hit Alt-Tab, this is what people are going to see. Nobody wants that. So the way to get around that is, again, go to sources, hit plus, go to game capture. Once you've gone into game capture, then type in the name of the game. I recommend doing one for each game that you think you're going to be playing. In this case, it's going to be Rocket League. Ignore the rest of the settings. They're not too important at this stage, but make sure you choose the specific window, which is going to be Rocket League or rocketleague.exe. And now you should see nothing at all. You should actually just see a black screen at this point, and the reason for that is the game doesn't work particularly well in the background. OBS is a little buggy in that respect, the game's a little buggy in that respect, but bear with me, we'll show you how to get around this. All you need to do is Alt-Tab into the game itself, and that's it. It really is that simple. Just Alt-Tab to get into the game, and it will now run fine. The reason why I mention it is because the amount of people who contact me saying, it hasn't worked, Beanie, it hasn't worked. Just by not doing that one simple step. Currently running in double figures, so I figured it was quite important to make a big thing of it. But currently I'm now looking at OBS and have the game running in the background, and as you can see, the game will permanently be on display. Admittedly, the game doesn't run in the background, so in this particular case it's not going to, but it's still displayed in the background. So let's make the game disappear, and we can do that by hitting this little eye just beside the game. So I think it's time to get our beautiful faces on the camera, and to do that, again, hit the plus on sources, choose video capture, and choose your webcam. With a face like mine, I should really consider doing nothing but podcast work, but luckily on a webcam there are all kinds of settings you can change to try and make yourself look more beautiful. But unfortunately, I didn't think through the fact that you can't see any of the settings that you can change. But the main ones that are going to be relevant are brightness, contrast, gain, focus, and zoom. And once you think you've got it set up the way you want to, then hit apply or OK. If you're not happy with it, then you can always hit default, or you can go back to the initial default settings. My face is a bit too gargoyle-y for this sort of thing, so I'll make this part quick. So OK everything, and once you've done that, you will see yourself on the screen. You will see red dots all around it. Drag out to change the size, if you want to be bigger or smaller. Just adjust it so that it's set out the way you want. And now we'll hide my face, just temporarily, because it's very distracting. Next, I think we'll do the microphone, and it's the exact same principle. Hit plus on sources, go to audio input capture, and choose the microphone that you've got set up. I've got a USB one, so it's relatively easy for me to set up. I'm just choosing a temporary name here, choosing the device as USB microphone, and that should be it. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Okay, so it's safe to say that works, but make sure you do choose your USB microphone and not the webcam. Otherwise you'll end up with sound like this. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. So now you've done that, I think the most important thing to do is keep testing to make sure the audio sounds exactly how you want it to. Make sure your microphone, your voice is adjusted so that you can talk over the game itself, and this is how you would do that. Simply hit the little settings button here and make any adjustments you see fit. One of the important ones, and I do have to stress this, will be the audio sync. Make sure you get it exactly right, as it can be very jarring if you don't. Now the next part's entirely down to personal preference. I just like doing it, but what I'm going to do is have an image in the background, so that way if there are any problems with the stream and the display doesn't work, people at least have a backdrop rather than a blank screen to look at. And the way to do that is relatively simple. Simply go into sources, again hit the plus, choose image, and then choose one from your computer. I personally go for my personal thumbnail. It's just down to personal preference. It could be anything you like. I just like it. So now I've done that, I'm going to adjust the size temporarily so you can see what's actually going on. If you want to adjust it so that it's not in a particular aspect ratio, simply hold down shift and you can stretch it in any position you like. If you've got yourself into trouble, go into the image, go to transform and choose fit to screen, and you'll be back and making it full screen again. So I think it's time to get this up and running. Next, you want to know how to actually stream. So simply go into settings, go to stream, change the service to whichever one you personally use. Mine's more complicated than this, but in most cases you can simply choose whichever one's required. Next, you'll need the stream key. I'm not going to show you how to do this, as showing you mine would enable you all to close down my stream, and I don't really want that. There are plenty of ways to do it. Look online and they should be able to talk you through it. So we've now set up the sound, we've set up the video, we've set up the webcam. That's all of the basics covered. I think it's time to get everything up and running. So all we need to do is make sure everything that is hidden is now shown. That's done through the little eye. You can see that the screen is blank. Again, that's because the game isn't running in the background. So all we do is tab into the game. And now all we need to do is test to see if this thing works. Hello, welcome to Beanie Gaming UK. I am Beanie and I'm no good at intros. So I hope that was of some use to you. Just don't forget that it is only a basics in OBS. There are all kinds of things that you can do, as you can see from the screen here. This is just one of hundreds of examples. If anyone wants me to do more advanced ones, then please let me know. If there are any questions that you've got, then please feel free to put them in the comments and I'll do everything I can to try and answer them for you. As I've been doing this for about 6 months now, so it's just enough to get a good solid grasp of what to do. And if you've got any questions, then give me a shout. Okay, see you next time everyone. Bye!